Alright guys, welcome back. So it's currently Tuesday and tracks is on Sunday. Yeah, so I've got like 4 days. Currently painting the Micra, as you can probably see. So that video will probably be out, that video will be out before this one. But it's standard ride height. So obviously that needs sorted as well. So as we don't have much time, I'm going to try and cram everything into this week, you know, to get it all done. It's probably, I think it's about 9 o'clock now. So my neighbours are going to hate me. I'm in the garage and it's not obviously completely soundproof. But, you know, what can you do? Anyway, we've got Corsa coilovers, front and rear. Today we're going to be fitting the front ones. There's a couple of little modifications that are needed. You need to file out one of these holes, the top one there, file out ever slightly, and file out the strut tower. So here, these two bolts are slightly further apart than the standard Micra suspension, so they just need filing out slightly. But first, what we're going to do is take the standard suspension off and measure how much needs filing. So we can do that, pop this in, pop it on the bottom bolt, and yeah, should be straightforward enough. Should be easy enough. Straightforward. Pretty straightforward. That was hard. Right. First off, let's remove the hubcaps. Yeah, hubcaps. Oh, God. Also, don't have that much room, as you can tell. Why is a hubcap so hard to... Why is a hubcap so hard to remove? It was zip tied on for some reason. I need someone to prise it up. Does it fit in? Yeah. It's going to snap. Oh. There we go. Hubcap off. Ooh. God, that wobble. Now, I have previously sprayed these with WD-40. So hopefully they shouldn't be too hard to take off in terms of the bolts. I mean, it doesn't look too crusty either. It's pretty solid shell, this, which is good. I mean, I've ruined it by painting it as I have. But it was covered in dents anyway, so it looked like a shed. Remember, it's your car, you can do whatever the hell you want to it. Obviously this isn't your car, but you know what I mean. If people don't like what you do into their car, your car, so what? Yours, just do whatever. Everything's just covered in overspray as well, it's ridiculous. It's probably one of the reasons why I've run out of paint. Let's try and loosen these two bolts. I don't know where my WD-40 is. Let's try and find that, because that will also help, just to give it another little spray. Right, so it's just these two bolts here. Got a bit of a spray. I believe they're 17s. Just gonna get a extension on that, but it is coming off, so happy days. By extension, I just mean a piece of tubing, but it works. That angle is really not flattering, is it? I'm a hawk. Right, so that's those two bolts loose. Oh, I've masked the window up. I can't get in the car, but I'll have to. Right, so apologise for the lighting. That's very, very white, but should be alright. Just undo these two 12mm bolts here. or nut shall I say, that hold the top of the suspension strut in. Now remember, that will drop if you're not careful, so just try and support it. Support it with a jack. So I'm gonna do. 1 second. So yeah, before you do that, which I've already started doing, but yeah, before you do that, just whack the jack underneath the hub so it doesn't fall down. Because then, there you go. Once the second nut's out, it doesn't just drop down. Now we'll undo the other two and pull the suspension strut out. Right, just undo these two. Pretty much finger tight now, or finger loose. Finger loose? Well, that bolt just pops out with the. There you go. Now, just pull the other one out. Obviously, supporting the hub as well allows you to easily just pop the bolts out. Now, there's that, which holds the brake line in. You just need to sort of unclip it and pry it open. We'll pry it out. Flathead will just do. There we go. So that just comes off. And hopefully, just wiggle the brake line out. Right, there's the suspension out. Just comparison. So you can see they're already a bit smaller. Right, so you can see they're a lot wider, wider apart. So I'll just measure those, mark them on the strut tail and start filing. Right, there you go. Sorry for camera quality, but you can see where I've marked them back there and there. I'm just going to file them out to those distances and then have a quick test fit. Hopefully we won't need to file too much more, but this is going to be the fun bit. So now we're just going to drill out this hole, you know, to make them fit, and then might have to do a bit of filing as well, but yeah, let's get to it. Right, so there you go. You can see where the original holes were, and I've just bored them out slightly, just widened them. So yeah, that fits in there nicely. Just whack the nuts on, connect the lower bolts, and we should be good to go. Remember to wear a rubber. I do apologise. These jacks are terrible, as any of you that have used them probably know. But it's doing the job for this, so happy days. Now it is a snug fit, so should be prepared for that. It might be good to grease it up, but I don't know, let's try it without. Might try a little hammer actually. Rust in the face. There's one in. Okay, this is the hole where you need to drill it slightly. So it's this top hole here. You just need to drill out the coilover hole ever so slightly. I mean, you can hardly even notice. I mean, to be fair, you can file it out, but drilling's quicker in it. So I'm gonna just drill that out slightly more, and then it should hopefully just pop in. And there we go. That's one shock on. Now, as I said, once they're like this, or whilst they're like this, we'll just lower the adjustment slightly, just so we can see how low it can actually go. Because, well, the first time I'll probably drive it, well, I'll probably drive it quickly on the Saturday evening once it's done, but yeah, pretty much the first time I'll drive it properly will be to tracks on Silverstone on Sunday, so it's got to be low. Got to be low. Remember to tighten the top 2 strut tower bolts.
Alright, there we go. So those 2 are tightened. It's the nice shiny coilover. Completely wound down as well. The brake line needed to be zip tied to the coilover, just because the new one doesn't have a bracket, but that should be fine. Yeah, I'm going to do the other one. I'm not going to film it, just because obviously it's going to be exactly the same. But yeah, you'll see me next when we test fit the wheels.